What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK, back at you guys with a little one today. We're coming at you with a new review. And as you can see by the title, this one is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. We have a Quaalude analog here on the channel, and specifically Mebroqualone. So yeah, let's get started right into the video. Hope you guys stay high, still lifted. And without further ado, this was going to be very interesting, and I have a lot to report about. So I'd picked this up recently, just a few weeks ago, and being very interested in Quaalude analogs. Oh, and by the way, don't really go searching for them because most of them are like very hit or miss and toxic. Honestly, I think this might be the only one that would be worthwhile. And it really shines when it is vaped. Okay, I haven't even tried an oral dose yet. I should have, although I got more than what I was asking for by vaping it. And you kind of have to vape it in a quick succession, probably within like 30 minutes. You want to vape the dose you want, and meaning it kind of peaks in your blood within about another 30 minutes actually after that. So you do want to make sure you get that dose in pretty fast. But this one was very euphoric. Okay, very euphoric. It was very interesting. I really didn't have that euphoria the first time I tried it, but just a few days ago, I tried it again, and I finally got why Mebroqualone, which is Quaaludes, it's also known as something else, Mandrax, I think, in the UK. But yeah, so anyways, I finally got why it was so euphoric back then, I guess you could say. But very vapable, very easily dosed, I guess. I mean, it's pretty hit or miss. The dosage is a lot higher than like a benzo, obviously. Probably wouldn't need up to 100 milligrams at least to feel it. But this one was fucking great. Bro, I mean, it was hypnotic as shit. It was more euphoric than a benzo, and music sounded amazing on this shit. And it kind of makes you feel a little loopy, and that must be the effect they're talking about. I felt very relaxed. Honestly, it felt better than a sleep med. It felt more recreational than a sleep med, so it's not just like a sleep med kind of thing. It's something else. I felt very pro-social, a lot of pro-social effects. I felt pretty lethargic too, except honestly, there is more energy to this substance than I had thought. So like a benzo would make you completely lethargic. This one, it makes you want to move. It makes you want to talk, and it makes you really feel fucking just nice, bro. I was very surprised by the euphoria. And I was like, oh, but yeah, this definitely hit the spot. And honestly, this one, they say, I mean, I guess it could be pretty bad. It could be, I don't know, toxic in that, being bad term, they mean it's sort of hit or miss. And I guess there could be still a seizure potential because even Mebroqualone has seizure potential in higher doses. So don't be abusing this. Don't be taking large doses, and you should be fine. But in my experience, I had no weird side effects. Actually, I had absolutely no side effects. Yeah, except maybe for some lethargicness the next day, some after effects. And I believe the half-life probably lasts about as long as like a short benzo half-life. So that would be anywhere from 10 to 24 hours probably. Roughly. But bro, I did fucking ludes basically, okay? I mean, this is the closest I'm gonna get to doing Quaaludes. And honestly, because it's like the brominated analog of Mebroqualone, this one is actually stronger than Mebroqualone and lasts shorter, which is weird. So it's stronger, but it lasts shorter. But in my experience, based off all the after effects and everything, you're looking at anywhere between a 4 to 6 hour high, in my opinion. Although maybe that could be 3 to 4 hours, depending on the ROA. Vape is definitely like 3 to 4 hours. I would assume oral is probably 4 to 6. But you're going to be in for a surprise, okay? This stuff is the best vapable thing like I've tried recently that is a GABAergic substance. Very interesting vaped. Very, very good. Although the only downside of that is that you're going to have to keep dumping powder in wherever you're vaping it over and over and over until you achieve that dose you like. And I would say obviously use the same harm reduction as any other substance. This one is definitely a lot more of a research chemical than most other research chemicals, so I would definitely be watching out. Don't try other Quaalude analogs. It's not going to feel good, bro. And Mebroqualone, by the way, that's one of the other analogs. That one's very dangerous. Don't be doing that one. Again, this one, I would stick to this one and this one only. Okay? And I would not advise to take it at all because you never know if someone else could have a different reaction. So you do want to watch out for that. You don't want to just jump right into this shit and be like, oh, I'm just going to fucking handle it. No. Watch out, bro. And you should be fine. Start with a low dose and titrate your way up. But Mebroqualone, definitely fucking awesome, bro. It really, really just felt nice. Very relaxing. Very hypnotic. Like this can add to another hypnotic drug. Don't be combining any of these, by the way. But unfortunately, it does have respiratory depression like benzos. in higher doses, so I would watch out and be advised. And again, like, it is more stimulating than a benzo, which is nice. This would be a perfect drug to take on a night out, club setting, dance setting, rave setting. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice, but do not be combining it with any other downers because, again, it obviously leads to unconsciousness quicker, other unpredictable effects because sticking to one substance would be way more predictable than combining both. So watch out for that. Again, I do have to stress that. But it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Honestly, this shit really hit, okay? And again, like, you may get it and it may not hit right at first, but seriously, vape a whole bunch of this shit and don't just dump in, like, fucking take huge off-the-rip dose. Titrate your way up when you're vaping it, by the way, so you make sure you're not burning any of it. And you will notice you're gonna start feeling like loopy, kind of like, I don't know, like funny, like everything feels just very, like, you know, flowy. You almost go into like a dream-like, trance-like state as well, and it enhances music way more than a benzo would. Like, I'm talking like rivaling GHB's music enhancement. I'm serious. So yeah, honestly, I mean, I was over there fucking laying down. I was feeling like fucking Wolf of Wall Street and shit, in a way. Not like you know, like, not like completely inebriated, but you know, you might feel that way when you take a oral dose. Watch out. But nah, bro, like, I felt all just fucking hella relaxed. It feels a lot more euphoric compared to like a sleep med like Mebroqualone and PSYCHOACTIVE. I have done Mebroqualone, by the way, before. It felt way more recreational, felt way more euphoric, and that would mean it's definitely more addicting. So watch out for that, by the way. But because I'm so experienced with this shit and need to hold down a job and a bunch of other shit, I can't be doing this that much or long. And it's really just not that fun doing it forever. So, but yeah, you know, you want to watch the dose. Always watch the dose. I can't stress that enough. And it's going to vary for most people. It varies on your body weight, varies with your height. You may or may not, you know, feel it at first. So if you don't feel it off the bat, just wait another few hours and then take another dose. You want to be very careful. But again, if you have addiction issues, addiction past with drugs like this in the same category, absolutely do not take it, because trust me, when I say this, I was kind of getting that, you know, benzo-like fiend binge kind of like feeling. And you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, obviously, but you know what I mean when I say that. If you have ever experienced something like that, you will know what I mean. Meaning it just kind of gives you like, hey, I want more, kind of want more, but a lot less in a way. But because of those more recreational effects, yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. To the wrong individual, like if you're just starting out with these kind of drugs, you're more than likely going to become addicted because of the ROA. Vaping, very addicting. So I would say stick to oral dosing if you have addiction history, or please do not take it at all. Do not take it, because it's not going to be great when you have an addiction and you run out of something that is very rare, by the way. I mean, really, almost nowhere this is offered. I'm surprised they even got a hand of it or found a source for it, but hey, here we are. And this might be a first for YouTube. Like, it's basically a Quaalude review, but it's a Quaalude analog review. Definitely an interesting substance, and I do want to try Mebroqualone for sure, but this is going to hit the spot. And again, it is more potent than Mebroqualone, which is Quaalude's, and that would be the brand name. But I would take it that Mebroqualone is the more euphoric, obviously recreational one, because it's Mebroqualone, but this should be powerful just as much. Again, it is more potent, but who knows? It might only be stronger, but not more euphoric. It's my first time on this, so I was feeling great. And it felt like I tried a new drug too, because it did not feel like other benzos, and it just felt more pro-social. It felt very nice. It felt very akin to like a GHB high. Yeah, the hypnoticness was on par with GHB, and trance-like feelings of just calm and everything's great. Yeah, it has a lot of those feelings. So yeah, you're going to be having a great time on Mebroqualone. Leave it down in the comments if you guys have ever tried this. I don't really expect anyone to have tried this. I mean, it's super fucking rare, but you never know. There could be some old heads on the research chem scene here. Yeah, leave it down in the comments. I do want to hear those stories, because this stuff is very, very wishy-washy. And the reports, some say it sucks, some say it was toxic. Honestly, I did not get any toxicity from this. But again, it's a Quaalude analog, which they are notorious for not being good at all. They are way more dangerous than Mebroqualone itself. So leave it to a professional to be able to use that, because again, you're going to need to be able to titrate your dose up. Don't redose once you get to that dose that you like. And really, that's about it. But you know, it's easier said than done for some people, but for me it was pretty easy, because I had it with benzos. You know, like, I was there at one point and then now I'm not. It's kind of crazy, yeah, they just do not get me addicted anymore. So honestly, because they don't get me addicted anymore, Mebroqualone wasn't addicting at all, in my own opinion, in my own head. It is very addicting though if you're achieving a high though. I'm lucky. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm lucky, okay? Because this will definitely get someone addicted. Just saying that, because it has a lot more recreational effects than even more recreational effects than like flunitrazolam, etizolam. Yeah, like it's actually more euphoric than them. Well, maybe not etizolam. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it rivals etizolam. It feels like etizolam's crazy euphoria, pro-social effects. Because etizolam does have more pro-social effects as well. So, yeah. Anyways, this gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Mebroqualone was an interesting substance, and I did take between like 100 to 200 milligrams, maybe at most, vaped. But I'm just happy I tried a Quaalude technically. The closest I'm ever going to get to actually trying Quaalude. So, again, leave it down in the comments if you guys have ever heard of this, you know, any stories with it, anything, because I'm dying to read some reviews about it because there's really not much information. So I was basically a guinea pig here, and yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna have a new video out here soon, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one though, and stay high, stay live. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.